Revisiting my dreams with the king.
Yo, what up? What up, good people? Welcome to the ride. This your boy Johnnie King III, aka Still Chill Leroy. And this episode of the ride is just a wrap up of the last 3 weeks of action here on the Revisit Your Dreams channel. I just want to remind you that our regular episodes air on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the Revisit Your Dreams channel on YouTube.com. You can log in and you can watch any of these episodes at any time. They're just live streamed at that time so that there's an expectation, a rollout, and a consistency to the delivery that we're offering here at Revisit Your Dreams. We want to inspire. We want to motivate. We're here to encourage and provide and tell real life stories of trial, error, and success, and then provide a few laughs along the way. Each of the guests that I interview on this episode or on these episodes are people that I know personally, that I've had some type of relationship with. And so I'm here to bring them to you, to share their stories, to share their journeys, and to inspire you to continue to revisit your dreams and shoot for your goals, because you're never too old, it's never too late, and you're never out of the count or out of the picture. Only if you take yourself out. The only way that you will not make it to your dreams and not make it to your destinations if you decide to not move forward. So we're here to just encourage you to keep moving forward. I want to wrap up the last 3 weeks and talk a little bit about those episodes. I want to thank each of my 3 guests for the first 3 weeks. Just One Thomas was week 1, Angela Shannon Ponder was week 2, and Captain Brian Harris was week 3. I want to thank each of them for the time spent with me and the time spent with you. I hope that you got something out of those episodes. And if you haven't tuned into those episodes, I definitely encourage you to tune into them. Each of them have dropped some nuggets and jewels, words of wisdom, and things that you can learn from. Every episode is designed to encourage and inspire, but they're also stories. They're also stories of someone's journey. You can learn from someone's journey. Even if you're not inspired by it, you can learn from it. You know, you hear people overcome things. You hear how people were able to overcome challenges and find ways to accomplish their goals despite what their current situations might have predicted. And so I just want to thank each of them for sharing those things. Just One Thomas talked a lot about creativity, talked about family, talked about legacy, talked about being in line with your gifts and your talents and skills and promoting that to the world. Angela Shannon Ponder talked a lot about goal setting, about prioritizing, about checking things off of a checklist, about how to remind yourself to go back to things that you once had in your head as a vision or a goal, and how not to give up on those things, and how not to convolute or mess up the process by starting something new so often, and sometimes going back to those things that you once had built and developed. Like, those things are there. Those things were given to you for a reason. And then Captain Brian Harris talked a lot about being a black aviator, the challenge he had coming up in the 90s and the 2000s in his early career as a flight captain, his love and passion for flying, his love and passion for the state of Memphis. Yeah, I'm just going to call it the state of Memphis, state of Tennessee, Tennessee State University, and his hometown, Memphis. And so a lot of great information on those episodes. I've got a great lineup of guests coming forward in the upcoming weeks. This week's episode is Doe. Doe is a podcaster, an MC, rapper, artist, and businessman with a lot of ambition. And I think you'll get a lot from listening to his episode. That will air this Thursday. That's June 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the following week is a very special individual. All my guests are very special. India Monique. I'm not going to say too much more about her. If you are of the TSU family, you know very well who India Monique is at this point. And if not, you're soon to learn more about her in the coming weeks. I've got a couple more guests already lined up. Coach Tony Thompson is coming up. Coach Tony Thompson is a high school basketball coach at St. Cecilia High School, former high school standout in Chicago, and tells a lot of great stories about his time hooping in Chicago, coming up It's just, that's a great episode. If you're interested in basketball, you're interested in sports, you're interested in coaching, interested in NIL talk, that's a great episode coming up with Coach Tony Thompson. Also, I have Coach Montre Everett. Montre Everett is on the show as well. His episode is coming up very soon. He's an author, a writer, a pastor, an actor, and just all around good person from Vallejo, California, my hometown, a high school classmate. We graduated from high school together, played baseball together in high school. And so we had a good time talking about Vallejo, talking about, his ventures. He's recently released his second book, or maybe third book, Divorcing the Church to Marry God. So shout out to Montre Everett. Go to his site, heycoachtrey.com, to purchase that book. And then again, I got more episodes coming. Those episodes yet didn't talk to you too much about them, but I got some great guests. One of them being my father, Johnnie King Jr. I'm the third; he's junior. That's going to be an amazing episode for anybody who wanted to learn more about his story. If you know me and you know where I'm from, and particularly like maybe some of my high school classmates or people who went to school with my brothers or my sister, that my parents, my dad was a McDonald's franchisee for 20 years. And so his stories of how he got involved in that and how he survived through that for 20 years and retired in his position is amazing testimony. So I hope you tune into that one. I hope you tune into all these episodes. I've got an interview coming up with Petty D. Pettid2E, artist, rapper, actor, and Christian gospel artist. One half of the hip hop duo Village King. We spent time in studio right here side by side talking for a good couple of hours. So if you're interested in Petty D, if you're interested in gospel hip hop, Christian music, you're interested in production, you're interested in a life of, Petty D, he overcame, suicide at a young teenage age. And, that's a powerful story. So I encourage you to tune into that. Guy, who else? Coach Marcos Harris, my brother, my frat brother, my friend to the end. We met in 1992 when I first came to TSU, man, and we've been tight ever since. Marcos Harris is the head high school track and field coach at Page High School in Franklin, Tennessee. In 2024, he was named the high school track coach of the year for TSSAA. So he's got an amazing journey, an amazing story. And I took the time to interview his son, Marcos Harris Jr., a very great young man. His passions lie in areas that most people his age don't consider. And so I encourage you to watch that episode. Very well spoken and has a lot of passion for the Black community, has a lot of passion for the youth, has a lot of passion for HBCUs, has a lot of passion for creativity and even for doing business abroad. And so it was a very good conversation with Marcos Harris Jr. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting someone. I know that I interviewed quite a few people, and I've got a few more lined up coming up for upcoming episodes. If I haven't reached out to you yet, and you're a person that is embarking on your dreams, I'm not looking for people necessarily who have accomplished something amazing. I'm looking for those people too, but I'm looking for people who are in the middle of their journey. I'm in the process of my journey. This whole podcast is a revisited dream. Me doing a podcast is a revisited dream. This is my third podcast. I've had two audio podcasts, one called the Beats, Rhymes, and Mike's podcast. It's still out there. You can look for it. It was basically all hip hop. And then one called the Black Wealth and Culture podcast that I did with my wife, Dr. LaTanya King. And, I think we had 5 or 6 episodes out there. Those episodes are still out there as well. We're talking about refreshing and bringing that back as well. We've actually got a few people that have been asking us about that. So we're looking at doing that very soon. She as well is going to be a guest on this podcast, the Revisit Your Dreams channel, very soon as well. So I encourage you to subscribe, like these episodes, please share them. The goal is to help as many humans as we can, provide positive vibes out there in the world. There's a lot of negativity, and I just want to make sure that each of you who are watching, if you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for encouragement, just know that I am just like you, not was like you. I am just like you. I procrastinate. I deal with fear. I deal with doubt. I've learned a lot of ways to handle those things and to overcome those things, but I deal with them. They're human emotions. They're real. I deal with lack of preparation in some areas, and I'm just a person who is ambitious, but may not be as polished as some others. And maybe I'm more polished than some. Maybe I have more access to technology than some others. But there are also things that I want to do on a much grander scale. And I'm starting where I am. I'm starting with what I have. Some people might look at this and say, well, you've got, equipment, microphones, camera, things like that. This didn't just start. I didn't just go out and spend, hundreds of dollars and set something up and say, I'm going to start a podcast. This stuff that I'm using is stuff that I've owned for years and I've accumulated over the years. Some of the things are new. This webcam is new. I bought that new. I didn't have a webcam before. I was just using the camera on my laptop prior to this. This interface that I'm using to connect the audio is new, but I got an interface right here that I was using. I just got this one because that one just stopped, the driver is outdated on it and they're not making that one anymore, and it starts functioning kind of odd when I'm recording. So I decided to get a new interface. But everything I got is stuff that I've accumulated over the years. So I'm using what I have, and I encourage you to use what you have. Start where you are. Wherever your dreams lie, start with where you are. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have every single piece of equipment. You don't have to have all your resources and all your ducks in a row. You just have to have the passion to start and the trust and belief in yourself that you can move forward, and you're going to figure it out along the way. And you're not going to give up on yourself, no matter what. Even if you throw some information out there and say, I'm going to do this on this date, and then that day comes and you didn't do that, that's something that I'm challenged with as a music producer. Sometimes I want to put music out, and I even talk about music that I'm going to put out. And that date comes around, and for different reasons, I didn't drop that music. It's not that it's not ready. It's not that it's not prepared. That's my own insecurity in that area. And so this whole channel is designed to encourage people who are, if you're in a situation like someone that I just described in your own way, and you wish you could kind of get over that hump, and maybe you need some kind of motivation, encouragement, inspiration, or someone to tell you, just do it. That's what this show is for. Revisit your dreams. I just did it. I had this vision, but instead of trying to perfect it, I just said, I'm going to do it. And I started out on this venture. I started sending text messages to people that were in my phone. They responded positively. Not everyone. There was a couple people that didn't respond at all. And, there was some people that said they would and then, otherwise decided not to. But for the most part, I had a lot of success with those individuals that I did reach out to. And I'm just getting started. I've only reached out to about 15 to 20 people to get this thing started. So season 1 is 12 episodes deep, and I'm reflecting on planning for season 2 right now. Be on the lookout for a call from me, a text message from me, an Instagram message from me, Facebook message from me. I may be reaching out to you. Some of my peers, I got this shirt on right here. It says, I love my HBCU, right there. 1912. That's the year my HBCU was founded. Just my fellow classmates at Tennessee State University. I know a lot of you have accomplished some great things and embarking on some things. And some of you are ambitiously trying things and releasing books, releasing music, creating businesses, involved in fashion, involved in adventure, involved in travel, involved in construction, architecture, design. I've seen people in law, athletics, people in medicine. I know a lot of people doing a lot of great things. And so I may be reaching out to you. Some of my fraternity brothers, I may be reaching out to you. Some of my high school classmates from Vallejo High School, I may be reaching out to you, particularly some of the athletes from the school and some of my Tanner compadres. I may be reaching out to you because your story has value, whether you believe it or not. Your story has value to someone. There's someone out there who is embarking upon what you are, or who can learn from what you've already done, and someone out there who wants to hear your story. But there's people out there who just like to listen to podcasts and love the aspect of listening to someone else's life and what they've accomplished and what they've done. I'm one of those people. This podcast is a platform for you, is a platform for me to help deliver your message, to deliver more inspiration to others. That's what this podcast is designed to do. It's designed to help those viewers, and it's also I designed it as a platform for those people that I know that deserve to be heard, whose stories deserve to be told. There's many of you out there, and I'll be reaching out to you. For me, what this does for me is it gives me purpose. This channel is fully in alignment with who I am as an individual. Okay. I'm a dreamer. I've always been one who looks at life in a way that says, that's something that's possible. And if I put my mind to it, I can achieve that. I've always been that way. I was born and raised my family is a very entrepreneurial family. Like I told you about, my pops was a 20-year McDonald's franchisee. Other than his real estate ventures and his time with McDonald's, as far as work, as far as corporate, as far as earning a living, he doesn't know a whole lot else. And I don't mean he's not wise and intelligent. I don't mean he doesn't know about finances and banking and money and investments. I'm not saying that. But he put his time and efforts into two things in the majority of his life, and that was McDonald's and his real estate. Both of them panned out very well for him. But why did I do this for me? What I'm getting out of this is seeing other people like yourself, you, the viewer, learn from different people's stories and get maybe re-engaged with your own thoughts and your own dreams and your own visions. A lot of times we as human beings think that because we had a vision or a dream so long ago that it's impossible to pursue now. And technology may have changed, but most of the time the technological changes are in your favor if you just embrace them, but your vision can still be brought to life if you just expand upon it and you just believe that if you move forward one step at a time, you will eventually reach your goal. The last thing I want to talk about with you today is that the main reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to live with regret. I'm the type of person that I don't want to leave this earth with all of this passion, all of this love, all of this desire on my heart. I don't want to leave with the weight of what I hoped to accomplish on my heart. The only way that I can relieve myself of that regret is to pursue what I hope to accomplish fervently and shoot for the moon. And if I just hit a smaller star, fine. Or shoot for the stars. And if I just hit the moon, fine. Or shoot for the galaxy. And if I just make it to the mountaintop, cool. But I'm not at ground level. I'm not where I started. I'm not where my dreams and my visions lie to begin with. I'm not at the foundational point anymore. I'm pursuing my goals. I'm pursuing my dreams. And I don't want to leave this earth with all of these things in my head and all the passion that I have for people and the things that I want to see people. I want to see people realize their goals and dreams. I get excited every day when I see one of my peers do something new and different. I mean, I know people who, like I said, who are into fashion. I get excited every day when I see their posts. I know people who are into music production. I get excited when I see their posts. I know people who are into photography and video editing, people who are into coaching, people who are into travel, architecture, cigars, lifestyle, you name it. I get excited when I see people pursuing their dreams because it fuels me to want to pursue mine. It continues to give me permission to pursue mine. And that's, again, what this channel is designed to do, is to open a door for permission for you to continue to pursue your dreams, no matter what the current circumstances predict to you in your life. And if you're like me, you don't want to leave this earth with regret. And the only way to ensure that you're not going to leave this earth with regret is to pursue those things that are on your heart. Pursue those things that are in your brain. Write them down. Write it down, make it plain. I learned that writing things down and making it plain, it actually helps you to accomplish those things. It's like reinforcement to what's in your head. And then when you write it down, you look at it, it's reinforcement to what your eye visualized. And then when you speak it out loud, it's reinforcement to what you're hearing, right? I mean, so writing things down to me is a very critical component to reaching my goals. I'm 10 times more likely to start and to accomplish what I set out to do when I write it down. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. I just really wanted to share those things with you today. I wanted to make sure that you understood what this channel is about, why I'm here, why I'm doing this. I want everyone out there to know that I may be reaching out to you very soon. And if you are amongst the audience, amongst the viewers, amongst the people who have subscribed to this channel, thank you so much. This channel is designed not for the promotion of me, but it's for the benefit of you, the viewing audience, to help provide that inspiration and encouragement. And it fills me and it fills my purpose when I see people subscribing, liking, and sharing, because I know that people are getting something from it. I know that it's helping someone. That's how I know that it's helping someone. The views, I'm seeing the view counts go up. That's how I know that somebody's getting something from it. As I continue to grow, these episodes will continue to get better. They'll continue to be more entertaining. They'll continue, you'll see advancements and changes in the way that I'm producing the shows. I needed you guys to know this, guys. This is just me, 100%. I know I may put stuff out there when I say social media like we at Revisit Your Dreams, but we at Revisit Your Dreams is me, myself, and I, and my guests. That's we. And I would say my family who supports me doing this. That's we. So, I want to encourage you and let you know that it's possible. Everything you see from me is me. Now, there are some gifts and talents and skills that I know that I've been blessed with, creatively and things like that. But it's the ambition to pursue this venture that has no guarantees. Nobody guaranteed that Revisit Your Dreams was going to be a success. Nobody has guaranteed that I'm going to be able to sustain this for a long period of time. But one thing is for sure, I started and I didn't give up. I was fed this vision and I took a step forward and I continue to move forward. And this vision is now growing. And so I want to encourage you again to like, subscribe, and share these videos. Subscribe to this channel. Please let other human beings know that they have a place that they can come find some laughs and some inspiration and some motivation and some people that are just like them trying to pursue their goals and accomplish their dreams. That's what I want you to know. All right. I appreciate your time. This is your boy Still Chill Leroy. This is an impromptu episode. This is an intermittent episode. This episode is not featuring a guest. This episode is simply just me talking to you, my fellow dreamers. Thank you. Tune in. All the episodes are online, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. This your boy Still Chill Leroy, Johnnie King III.